What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on Favorite Flame Racing Reviews, and this is the most excited I've been to make a video in so long because I finally get to make a race preview video for IndyCar. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this weekend is the first race in the NTT IndyCar Series in 2025, and most importantly, is the first race for the IndyCar Series with Fox. It is going to be a great year. Yeah, all I can say is I'm super excited, and how these race preview videos are going to go all year long is I'm going to break down every team and what they can be expecting this weekend, and also at the end of the video, I'll say my pole position winner and my podium 1 through 3. So now let's break it down, each team, and we'll start with Penske. So Penske, what can I be looking for in 2025 at St. Pete? And it's simply just to erase the disaster that was 2024 St. Pete. Obviously, we know Scott McLaughlin, Joseph Newgarden disqualified after Joseph Newgarden had a dominant victory there last year that ultimately went to Pato O'Ward. Scott McLaughlin, I forget what place he got, but I believe he was in the top 10, and he got disqualified. And then Will Power ran a solid race there last year. I believe he was third. Honestly, I forget. I don't have Will Power and Scott McLaughlin's places memorized. Will Power only got a 10-point deduction from the championship because he did not use the push the pass. Only Scott McLaughlin and Joseph Newgarden did, and ultimately we don't need to dive into the push the pass. We all know what happened, but Penske just needs to erase the push the pass scandal and move on. It'd be funny if they go 1-2-3, and if any team in the field is to go 1-2-3, it's Penske. They're the only team that I think strong enough with cars and driver lineup to go 1-2-3 at any point this year. It'd be funny. It really would be funny. If any teams to do it, it's them. Would I be surprised if they go 1-2-3? No. But do I think they will? Probably not. But it would be funny if they do go 1-2-3. Let's go with their biggest rivals next, Ganassi. Alex Palou has never really done well at St. Pete except for 2022 when he placed P2. He's always kind of struggled there. So Alex Palou just getting on with the year with a top 5 start. And same goes for Dixon. Fun fact, Dixon's never won at St. Pete. Same with Palou. So, I mean, for them two, it's just about getting a top 5 and getting their championship campaign going. And then Kiffin Simpson, we all know, he's there because of his money. If he can just get a top 15, I think that's a good day for Kiffin. But yeah, it's just about getting the ball going for Ganassi. We obviously know Dixon had his trouble with the engine at the test. So we all think Honda's on the back foot. So if that's the case, just get in the top 5, top 10 if you're Alex Palou and Scott Dixon, and get your championship campaign started. And if you're Kiffin Simpson, keep it clean, don't crash, try and get in the top 15. I think that's, realistically, if you're Ganassi, that's what you're looking for this weekend. Now let's go with Andretti. I mean, they're a Honda team. They're kind of remind me a lot of Ganassi. They're about every year. Colton Herta wants to be a championship contender. He's won at St. Pete before. If you're Colton Herta, it's just about getting in the top 5. It's just about getting in the top 5 and getting a championship campaign rolling because consistency is what's going to win Colton Herta the championship this year. It's where he lacks in. The race wins will come. He's really good on the street circuit. I would not be surprised if it's not a Colton Herta domination. He's very capable of that. Same goes for Kyle Kirkwood. He's good on the streets. I could see Kyle Kirkwood dominating this weekend. And Marcus Ericsson, he's also won there in 2023. So, any one of these Andretti cars I think is capable of dominating this weekend. They're very fast on the street circuits. It's the street circuit. And Herta and Ericsson's won, and Kirkwood's won on very similar tracks. So I think if you're an Andretti, it's just about getting 3 cars in the top 10, getting your season started off smoothly, no crashes, keep it clean. Let's move on to the last, big team is McLaren. Pato O'Ward and Christian Lundgaard, they're looking for the win. They want to come out. We all know Pato O'Ward, that is his team. It's Team Pato. Pato's been very good there, very close to a win. He wants to get the monkey off his back and finally win St. Pete. Christian Lundgaard coming over from Rahal, he wants to prove himself. He wants to prove himself right away. So he's going to want to win and be fast right away. He wants to be right with Pato. So I think if Lundgaard is close to Pato in qualifying and close to him in the race, I think that's a good weekend. And then we also have Nolan Siegel. Nolan Siegel's just got to prove himself. Last year I know he did the 2 races with Coyne, got bumped from the 500, then he did that weird race with Humkos. And then I think it was the last maybe 7 or 8 races he came in and raced for McLaren. So, I know he raced probably about 9 or 10 races last year. So I would say he's not a rookie, but technically this is his first full season IndyCar. So is he a rookie or is he not? I don't really know, honestly. He's an experienced rookie. He's a lot like Liam Larson in F1. I classify. So if I'm calling Liam Larson a rookie, I'm calling Nolan Siegel a rookie. So he's like a Liam Larson rookie. He's very, very experienced, and out of all the rookies in the field, he's got to be the best rookie every weekend, unless Robert Schwartzman or Louis Foster or Jacob Abel something special. But he's got to be the top rookie every weekend, and he's kind of Tony Kanan's hiring. So he's just got to prove himself. That's what 2025 is. That's what he's got to do every weekend, just prove himself. Now let's go to Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing, the last three-car team. This team's going to struggle. It would not surprise me they're not the worst team in the field, and honestly, I'm kind of mad that they have three cars. I'd like to see a third car go to AJ Foyt, Meyer Shank, or if Prema's good this year, then give it to Prema. But it's a Honda engine, so it needs to go to a Honda team. So I'd prefer to see a third Meyer Shank car than a third Rahal car. That's just me. But Rahal, they have Graham Rahal, who's been there forever now. We all know he probably wouldn't be in the sport if it wasn't for racing for his dad's team. But for me, Graham's just got to be a team leader this year and give all the experience to his rookie teammate, Louis Foster. Louis Foster's the Indy Next champ of 2024. Linus Lundqvist won the Indy Next championship in 2023. That really means nothing. He's got to be good. He's got to be good. Indy Next champ, being an Indy Next champ doesn't mean anything now. You basically got to be good. He's got to hit the ground running. I think he could be like a Christian Lundgaard, like a diamond in the rough. But this weekend is about getting the ball rolling for if you're Louis Foster. Devlin DeFrancesco, he's coming back after he ran with Andretti in 2022 and 2023. He had an absence in 2024. And 2025 is just about 2025 St. Pete is just about getting the rust off. Getting back in IndyCar, getting back in the swing of things. Don't crash. If you're Devlin, that's what you got to do. If you finish 22nd, don't crash. I would say that's probably a victory. Just keep it out of the wall if you're Devlin and Louis Foster. Just keep it out of the wall. And if you're Graham Rahal, just you got to be ahead of Devlin and Louis. So that's what they can expect. I would not expect them to have any cars in the top 15. Graham's got to be the number one guy, and Louis and Devlin just really got to keep it clean. That's what you're looking for if you're Rahal this weekend, in my opinion. AJ Foyt Racing, they have Santino Ferrucci, who said he will be a championship contender this year. That's a stretch. He just needs to stay in the top 10 in the championship. And they also have Devlin DeFrancesco. They also have David Malukas. David Malukas, we all know, is basically driving a fourth Penske car. So for those two guys, if the top 10 is there, go for it. But I really do think Foyt's weakness last year was the street circuits. I think they were better on the Grand Prix style tracks. Obviously, the ovals are their best tracks. So I think if you get two cars in the top 15, if you're Foyt, I think that's a good weekend. And honestly, I would say it's a disappointment if they don't have two cars in the top 15, because I think with Santino and David, I think they're very capable of that. So I would say two cars in the top 15 if you're AJ Foyt. That's what you need to be looking at this weekend. Meyer Shank, obviously we know Felix Rosenqvist got the lap record there last year. He's returning. He wants big things this year. And then they have Marcus Armstrong, who came from Ganassi, and we do know Meyer Shank had the new partnership with Ganassi. So really, if you're Felix or Marcus, I think they could have two cars in the top 5 if they execute well. Honestly, for them, it depends if Honda has dropped the ball. If they drop the ball, then if you're a Honda team, just hang on and try to get the best result you can. But if Honda's there, I'd expect Felix Rosenqvist to be in the top 5. Now, I said two cars, but Marcus Armstrong being in the top 5 is probably a stretch. But if he could get lower top 10 or, that 11, 12, 13, I would say that'd be a win considering it's his new team. So yeah, if just for Meyer Shank, it all depends on Honda. If Honda drop the ball, get the result you can get. But if they're there, Felix in the top 5, Marcus just on the bottom of the top 10, if not a little under than that. And I'd say that would be a win, and obviously keeping it clean. Ed Carpenter Racing, they have their superstar signing Alexander Rossi alongside a sophomore and Christian Rafsuman. Rossi just got to prove that he's fast. He's just got to prove that he's fast. He's got to show that he can drive throughout the whole season and not just at the Indy 500. And that starts at St. Pete. Just a top 10 would be nice for Alexander Rossi. As an Alexander Rossi fan, seeing him in the top 10 on his first week in Ed Carpenter would be a win. If you're Christian Rafsuman, don't crash, get in the top 15. That would be a win too. So that's really it. If you're at Carpenter Racing, that's what you got to do this weekend. We're going to go to Humco's Hollinger next. Obviously, that team is either going to be superstars at the end of the year, or that team could be up for sale by the end of the year. Stingray Rob is there to bring the money. Stingray, just don't crash. I like to see progress from Stingray, but I don't see it. I kind of see him being the same driver that he's been the past 2 years. So if you're Stingray, just don't crash. And if you're Connor Daly, it's you got to get the result. He got screwed over by the people at Polka Dot. So if you're Connor Daly, we know you're probably going to be in the car this weekend. You're probably going to I'm willing to say he's got the ride he signed a year for the full year, but just because he lost that Polka Dot sponsor, I think his ride's probably only safe until Indy. So he basically from now to Indy, he's got to be in the close to the top 10. He's got to be about that 8 through 15 if he wants to keep his ride. So if you're Daly, you got to go out there and prove yourself. And we ultimately know that team doesn't have money. I could very well see this team going for sale by the end of the year. Who would buy it? I don't know, but this team's hurting right now. That's for sure. So yeah, Stingray don't crash. Daly need to be that 8 through 15. We'll go to Dale Coyne next. I think this team is either going to be super surprising this year, or they're going to be like last year and they're going to be kind of sucky. So Jacob Abel, I do expect to struggle this weekend. His first IndyCar weekend. It took him a while to get going in Indy Next. That's no secret, and he never won the championship there. It took him to about 2 years to get going in that third year. He did pretty good. So Jacob Abel just needs to. I think it's going to take him a while, and I don't know if he's going to have the time he has in IndyCar like how he did in Indy Next. I don't know if he's going to get 2 seasons to warm up. So if you're able, you need to warm up as fast as possible. And hopefully he does that. But Jacob, it's just about getting comfortable this weekend. And Rinus VK, super glad to see him get the ride and a sponsor. If you're Rinus, you gotta pretty much be where you were with Ed Carpenter. So he needs to be about that 13 through 20 range. He's a very talented driver. I just don't know if he's gonna have the car. But Rinus on his first weekend with Dale, if he's 13 through 20, I'd say that's a win. And then last but not least, the new team on the grid, Prema. They have the return of Kyle Milot. Kyle's got to prove himself this year. It's no secret. I do think he belongs in IndyCar. I think he's a very talented driver. I was really sad when he didn't get that full-time ride last year. But Kyle just got to go out there and prove himself. Robert Schwartzman, he's a talented driver, although I don't know how much the team actually believes in him because they have Roman Grosjean as a reserve driver. So it seems like Roman Grosjean is ready to go at any point if Robert Schwartzman doesn't do well. So we'll just have to see how that goes. But I think that's what those teams and drivers need to achieve this weekend in St. Pete. And ultimately, a lot of those guys won't do that, and a lot of them will. So now let's go into my pole position winner and my podium. So on the pole position, I'm going, for some reason, I'm feeling Pato O'Ward. I'm feeling Pato O'Ward's going to have a big weekend. He's going to show up in a big way, and he's going to get the pole. I don't know why. I'm just feeling a Pato O'Ward. In P3, I have this. See, it all depends on Honda. But in P3, I have Alex Palou. I think Alex Palou is going to come out, and he's going to show that he's still the man and has a good championship campaign. In P2, I'm going Christian Lundgaard from McLaren. I think McLaren is going to be very strong. I think Lundgaard's going to be strong. And in P1, I have Pato O'Ward. So I have McLaren going 1-2 with an Alex Palou 3. We'll see if that's right. It's probably going to be wrong. We'll just have to see. So that is my St. Pete preview. Hope you guys enjoyed. Ultimately, there wasn't really editing in this video. It's just me talking. So let me know in the comments down below if you want me to make like a well-edited video with pictures and, videos and me, or if you like me talking. I'm happy to do whatever. Obviously, these videos are a little easier for me to do, but, I'm happy to sit down and edit a video. So just let me know in the comments down below what you want to see. Ultimately, the race review will have good editing. I'll have pictures from the race, videos from the race. So that will be a well-edited video. This was more just me talking about what to expect this weekend. So see you probably either Sunday night or Monday on the race review for St. Pete. See ya.